environmental rights protest is intersecting with the abortion rights protest. You can see them carrying bodily autonomy signs. They had a big march down to the river, and now they're back. Meanwhile, the handmaids are here, the Squalus puppeteers are here. Everybody is joining in civil unrest today against the Roe versus Wade decision and in favor of climate change legislation to support our planet. So, big march they just did. Chief Justice Roberts says he wanted to go slow in curbing abortion, but his colleagues were in a hurry. That's an interesting news flash. So the two protests intersecting here at the corner of 5th and Jefferson, that's where this Roe versus Wade pop-up protest is taking place. Let's talk to some of the protesters. Handmaid, why are you here?
I am here because yesterday we did not only lose rights for abortion, we lost women's rights, period. I don't think people fully understand that when they ask you, are you against abortion, if you voted yes, you are also part of the problem.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. My body is my own is what the sign says. Talk to us about why the handmaids are here.
We are here to stand up for the rights of women and also to show a demonstration of what it can look like. We're not that far from the show. If you've watched the show, you know the basis of it. What the basis is that women have no rights. They're just made to be breeding machines. And that's what it feels like happened when Roe versus Wade was turned over. Our past generations fought not so long ago for 20 years to be able in 1972 to get this passed for women's rights to have equal rights. Now we're standing here today as we go backwards, and women ultimately lost the right. It's not about losing the right to abortion. It's about losing a right to a medical procedure, to health care, to things that women need, and saying that our bodies are not our own and that states have the right to stand up and say that they can do whatever they please with our bodies, and that's not right.
What's the next thing to go?
The next thing to go. Well, I don't. That's a tricky thing to do. I know that standing out here making a difference, it's not going to make a difference unless every woman stands up. Just because it doesn't affect you if you can't have a child, it affects the generations of the future and any circumstance that could happen to make it to where a woman has to have children. We shouldn't have to have anything. And going out and voting in your states, you need to make sure you go and vote in your states. Because what this did when Roe versus Wade was turned over is it simply said that they no longer tell the states that they can't ban abortion. So that gives the states to do whatever right they want to say, you know what, it doesn't matter what the circumstance has, you can't have an abortion. It doesn't matter,
incest,
rape,
nothing.
Exactly. And it's so much more than that, even though you don't have to have an abortion just because of a serious circumstance. If you're not ready for a child, why would we want to bring a child into this world?
Somebody put up a meme today of a gun on a hip that said allowed to carry and a pregnant woman that said forced to carry.
So I am pregnant, and I said I wanted to get me a shirt. I am pregnant with my 4th child by choice, and but I wanted to get a shirt that says pregnant by choice, because we're only pregnant. You can be pregnant by choice in the old ways, but now this baby went from being a choice to being something that I have to do. Not that I wouldn't, but now it was a choice, and now that choice is gone for any woman.
Tell me what segment of the population of women is most affected by lack of health care rights?
Black women. Black women are most affected by a lack of health care rights. And now, mostly I guess people would say a lot of Black women would make up a lot of the population of women that are getting abortions due to the fact that maybe they can't have another child and take care of another child in their household. But at the end of the day, I feel like that we should be able to have the right to do what we want to do with our bodies. And I had a conversation with an older Black lady yesterday, and she let me know that she probably voted no to abortion because she feels like there's probably just women out here just having sex and just wildly and just want to have an abortion just because. And I told her that may be true, but those women make up a small population of the women that are affected by this decision. There are a lot of women that are affected by this decision medically. Seriously, there's more things than just people out here having sex and just want to randomly have an abortion. It's bigger than that.
Well, Summer Dickerson said yesterday she was raped by her John when she was in the life and had to have an abortion. And she said when she went to that clinic, she protected her child.
Right.
Because the man would have gone to court, gotten the baby, groomed it, and sold it into trafficking as well.
Yeah. And everybody has their own story. I myself, I also had an abortion. I was in a relationship, and my family didn't even know that it was domestic violence in the relationship. And at the end of the relationship, it got very violent. And I didn't want to have a child with this person and have to share a life with this child. And I made the decision to go ahead and terminate my pregnancy because I was with someone who was beating on me and had thought that my life didn't matter. So I didn't think they would think that our child's life mattered.
Absolutely.
So things like that, I feel like is relevant, and that was something that I had to have done. And I'm also O negative, so it costs more for me to have a procedure like that done.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, this is something medically, they made it legal because it was a medical procedure because people were going out and having it done in the hotels, in the bathrooms, in the apartments, anywhere. It was done in the back of your auntie's home. But the reason why they did overturn that a while ago was because they didn't want women dying due to this procedure. So now we have people that may go back to these barbaric tactics that they were having to go through back in the day.
Well, you're serious about this. You had a terrible head-on collision. You've got a big gear on your arm. You've got a broken foot, and you're still out here in a Handmaid's Tale hot costume, standing on the sidewalk with a sign that says "My body is my own."
Yes.
And that's right. And one thing I want to add is, it's not. If it was about the babies, I seen this today. If it was about the babies, we would have free child care. There would be free formula. There wouldn't be overran foster homes. Children would be loved. We're only fighting for the right for these children to stay in a womb, is what they say. But once they come out of the womb, they're not cared for. The state no longer cares. So why are we? This is just a simple religious thing, and I think that there should be a separation of religion and state always. And taking that out of the Constitution did take a step backwards in women's rights.
Absolutely.
Period.
Abe, you want to come over? Here is Marissa's husband and one of their little dollies. From a man's point of view.
From a man's point of view, I totally disagree with the way things are right now. And honestly, if we don't stand up now, where's it going to end? You know, if they're doing all of these things in the name of the unborn rights, but who's to say that in the name of the unborn rights, once a woman has a positive pregnancy test, they're not going to lock her in a room for 9 months and control what she eats, what she drinks, and what she puts into her body, how much sleep she gets, in the name of unborn rights? Because, I mean, obviously, an unborn child needs all of those things to grow. If a woman, you know, where does her choice end? Where does her choice end and the state's choice begin?
Exactly.
Because at that point, at this point in time, they might as well say, okay, well, for 9 months you're a prisoner. Because that's what this is opening the door for.
Absolutely.
This is opening the door for more and more strict rights. And
they came for the socialists, and I did not speak. They came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak. They came for the Jews, and I did not speak. And when they came for me, there was no one left.
Absolutely.
Right.
That part.
There you go. WDRB is on site. They're interviewing a couple of the protesters who are holding signs that say, "Why is the GOP sending women back to the back alley? No uterus, no opinion." All right, you guys, tell us why you're out here today.
We should have a choice to make our own bodies' decisions. Why are politicians doing it? Who do they think they are?
Particularly the white men.
Facts. I'm out here today to fight for my daughters. I was able to have a choice that my mother and grandmother fought for, and I want to do the same for my daughters. So I'm fighting for their choice.
Very good.
I'm out here because as a young adult, I just turned 18 and graduated high school. So I just kind of got my rights taken away from me, and I just kind of got the right to vote. So, you know, I think it's fair to be out here. And for many other young adults, this is all we can do. So
get your friends out to vote with you. That's the key right there. All right, another perspective. Why are you out here today?
I'm a gay woman in America. I felt personally attacked by everything that's going on right now. I'm just out here to bring awareness. I was out here for the Black Lives Matter movement. It's important to be out here. It's important to, make a difference. One more body can make a difference. So
Show your shirt.
it's for my buddy Travis.
There's our boy.
Yep.
Why are you out here today?
It's my uterus. All right, I need a choice in the matter. So I'm out here for everyone's uterus. That's probably.
Hell no, we won't go back to 1972.
Yep.
Thank you.
Can't let history repeat itself.
That's right. Why are you out here today?
I'm a trans man with a uterus. I don't plan to get pregnant, but if the day so comes, I don't want it, and I want to have that right. My mother deserves the right. My fiance, who is a cisgender woman, deserves the right. My grandmother fought for this, and I will continue to do the same. Don't attack what's not yours. This is my body, and I will do what I want.
Respect my existence or expect my resistance. My body, my fucking choice. Thank you. So they're gathered at the corner of 5th and Jefferson. If you're interested in coming down and being a part, it's a small but mighty group. A pop-up protest just to keep people aware. More protests are going to be occurring. You're going to be seeing a lot more activity out on the streets. The big protest last night was triggered by the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That's something that many organizations have been working on for a year and a half at least. And people knew to activate as soon as that happened, which is why there were at least 1,000 people down here last night. So these little pop-up protests are going to be expected to be seen all around town, and they're going to particularly center around the federal building and the Metro Hall. So if you guys are of a like mind with folks, or if you have a uterus, you just heard from a trans male with a uterus, and you heard from some gay women and from cisgender women. You can also participate if you're a man. Everybody's welcome. It's a safe space for everyone to be in, and we certainly hope that you will stand up for the rights of 50% of the population. And white women particularly realize that we are the ones who got us into this because of many, many votes for Donald Trump and for other conservatives. You can't say you are pro-life and be able to support this kind of maltreatment of women, because this is definitely not a pro-life kind of treatment when you have no right to safe, legal access to health care. I'm out.